Hello, and welcome to OK Karma, where I share with you some of the best stories that I find online, and as always, they're read to you by an actual human. Also, in case you didn't notice already, I'm kind of new to this, so if you guys enjoy the videos or you have any feedback on things that you'd like to see more of or things that you'd like to see less of, please feel free to share in the comments. And it only made sense that our first story came from everyone's favorite subreddit, Am I the Asshole? And it comes from Caffeinated Goblin 24 and is titled, Am I the asshole for telling a woman at the gym to stop filming because I kept ending up in her videos? And it says, I, 31 male, go to the same gym most mornings before work. It's a normal chain gym, like not one of those influencer gyms, but people still record sets sometimes. There are signs about not filming other members without consent, but it's not like it never happens. A few weeks ago, this woman, I'll call her Jenna, started setting up a tripod near the cable machines. I didn't care, like I'm not trying to police anyone, I just did my workout and stayed out of the way. But then I kept noticing I was showing up in her videos anyway in the background. One day I was doing lateral raises and her phone was pointed straight through the mirrors so you could see a big chunk of the floor right behind her. I only noticed because I could literally see myself in the mirror on her screen when I walked past. I'm not saying she was doing it on purpose, but I also don't want to be in some stranger's video at 7 a.m. when I'm half awake and sweaty. The first time I said something, I tried to keep it casual. I waited until she was between sets and said, hey, I think I'm in the background of that. Would you mind adjusting it a bit? She sighed, moved it slightly, and said she was just recording her form. A week later, it happened again, and this time I said more directly, I'm not comfortable being in your videos. Can you point it away from the main floor or keep it tighter? She got annoyed and said if I don't comfortable, I'm assuming you meant if I don't feel comfortable, I can work out somewhere else because it's a public gym. That was when I got frustrated. I told her it's not public, it's a private business and I'm not the one filming. She rolled her eyes and walked away. So I went to the front desk and asked what the actual policy was. They told me filming is allowed, but if someone doesn't want to be in your shot, you're supposed to adjust and staff can step in if it keeps being an issue. I told them I'd already asked her twice. They went over and spoke to her. After that, she concerned me near the I'm assuming he meant cornered me near the lockers and said I was a creep for, quote, watching her, that I'm trying to control women at the gym and that now she feels targeted and anxious to come in. Now I'm sitting here wondering if I escalated it too far. I just don't want to be in somebody's content, but I also get how going to staff can look like a bigger move than just letting it go. Am I the asshole? Well, we went to see what the comments had to say, and OddEnd1405 said, not the asshole. She's trying to manipulate you by pulling the, quote, anxious and nervous card to make you feel bad so you won't continue to call her out on her inappropriate behavior. Moose Live also said, you are not the asshole. She's taking videos that include you without consent and then corners you at the lockers to tell you that, quote, you're making her feel unsafe. Please report this to management and don't engage with her directly in the future. And then Capra Hirkis said, not the asshole. You asked her twice, she ignored you, so you escalated the issue to a member of staff who told her off. I'm the kind of person who is very happy to call a man a creep, but in this instance, so long as you're being 100% honest in your description of the events, you're not being a creep and you shouldn't have to be in her videos if you don't want to be. Also, it's obnoxious to film yourself working out. And I have to agree for the most part. I don't think it's always obnoxious to film yourself working out, but I do think it definitely is rude to include other people in the video, especially if you're posting it for content, definitely without their consent. Our next story comes from Bella Billa and is titled, Am I the asshole for skipping my friend's daughter's first birthday and charging her for the, quote, gift after she forgot to tell me that the time changed? And it says, I'm feeling pretty heated right now and I need some perspective. My friend's daughter is turning 1 today. A few weeks ago, my friend asked if I could make truffles for the party. I agreed, and she mentioned she would reimburse me for the ingredients. However, because truffles are expensive to make and incredibly labor intensive, I decided I would just gift them as the birthday present instead of asking for money. I spent all day yesterday in the kitchen making these. I had to wake up super early this morning to finish the final touches and get ready for the 9 a.m. start time listed on the invitation. I showed up at 9 a.m. sharp, truffles in hand, and the place was empty. I double-checked the invite and it definitely said 9 a.m. I called my friend and she casually told me that the time had been changed to the afternoon. She admitted she, quote, forgot to tell me, and apparently I was the only guest that wasn't notified. Well, after working so hard yesterday and sacrificing my Saturday morning sleep, I was and am still pissed. I haven't told her if I can make it in the afternoon yet. Would I be the asshole if I charged her the full amount for the ingredients and my time, since I might no longer be attending and these were meant to be the gift, or refuse to go to the afternoon session because I've already wasted my morning and now I have other plans, which is mostly just being too annoyed to celebrate. And then the original poster followed up with an edit that says, I did not tell her I would gift her the truffles, I had just decided this myself. And then another edit that said, a lot of people are asking for more context, so here it goes. We moved to a new city last year, so I've been trying hard to make new friends, and I've been hanging out with this friend and some of her friends, but I'm not in their little group yet. I'm a very helpful person in general and have a lot of party planning experience, so I actually helped her decide many aspects of the party, like how much food, what types of food, how many drinks, etc. We were exchanging info back and forth about this party constantly, and I even lent her a bunch of my own decor stuff to use for the cake table. Also, she specifically chose 9 a.m. because that's when her daughter is most alert and happiest. So this was supposed to be a brunch type birthday party. Given how much we talked about the details and the fact that she has my decor, I really don't feel like this was an easy thing to, quote, forget. Oddworth7752 in the comments says, this is your chance to be the bigger person, honestly. It's not like you showed up at 4 and were told the party was from 2 to 3 or changed to the day before. Give her the damn truffles, go to the party even if it's only for 15 minutes, and don't be spiteful. And don't send her a bill. That's a real asshole move. If you want to end the friendship over this, just ghost her after. Fine. Don't be mean on her baby's first birthday. Are you a parent? If you are, you know damn well that first year is tough. Socabella says you would be the asshole. She offered to reimburse for ingredients, not your time. If you're feeling petty, charge for the ingredients, but don't add on shit she never agreed to. You're overreacting though. And then BSmiles07 says, you're the asshole. She did this by mistake. You would be doing it on purpose. She didn't ask you to make them for free as a gift. Do you like your friend? Then forgive her. People are you human? I think they meant people are human and make mistakes. You were justified to be irritated and not in a good mood. But if she truly is your friend and is there for you, then be there for her and forgive her. Now, if she is a shit friend all the time, then reevaluate your friends. And our final story comes from Shocks and is titled, Am I the Asshole for Banning a Relative from Our House right after they donated our furniture while we were away? And it says, I'm still shaking while typing this. My wife, Paula, and I just got back from a trip. It was our first time away since our twin daughter was born. We gave my mother-in-law, Hakiko, a spare key just to check on things if necessary. Paula is sentimental. When her grandmother passed away, she left her 2 hand-carved mahogany pieces, a desk, and a vanity. They were Paula's absolute favorite things. We walked in yesterday and the room was empty. Hakiko was there, all smiles, saying she made a surprise for us by getting rid of that old, dusty junk to give us a modern look. She replaced them with some cheap, flat-back furniture. She literally gave away and donated Paul's inheritance without asking. Told her to leave and give me the keys. I changed locks today. Paula has been in tears. Now the rest of the family are calling me an abusive guy and controlling for isolating Paula from her mother Hakiko over some old piece of junk wood. They say Hakiko's heart was in the right place and I'm being an asshole for banning a grandmother from seeing her grandkid over furniture. My wife is on my side. She agrees with the ban, but the constant guilt from her family is making me feel like a monster. Am I the asshole? And the first comment from Lighthouse on Mars says, you call the police and report theft. You will be able to get the furniture back that way. She will have to admit to the police who she donated / sold the furniture to, and your furniture will be recovered as stolen property. Sensitive Coconut 339 says, not the asshole. Find out where she donated them right now. You might be able to go get it back. Threaten to file a police report for theft. I suspect she didn't even, quote, donate them, probably just sold them for pocket cash. She has to have known their worth. And the last comment comes from Caspian and also says, not the asshole. Tell her that you're going to call the police for theft if she doesn't tell you where she took the furniture. You may still have to call the police so you can get it all back. And I definitely have to agree with the comments that with the original poster not being the asshole in this situation, as it is definitely theft, even if it is a sweet old lady named Hakiko. All right, guys, well, that is the end of our first video. Thank you for listening, and if you enjoyed my readings of these stories, please make sure to like the video, consider subscribing, and feel free to share any of your own Am I the Asshole stories in the comments below.